So they actually did make an attempt to kill Rigathi Gachagua. What is the problem with William Samoei Arap Ruto? Because to me, it has come to a point that greed has become too much. You know, there's a point to which you get and you realize that there's only too much that a man can take. And this is what I thought that would happen with William Samoei Arap Ruto when he became president. But unfortunately, it is clear that his greed has only increased. The question is, what is the problem with him? Listen to these videos from the deputy president and tell me, what do you think is the
1 o'clock or so, and I retreated to Harambee House Annex for lunch with my team of lawyers and a few of my senior officials in the office of the deputy president. And afternoon, and possible areas of cross-examination by the councils for the National Assembly and by the senators themselves. And pain continued, and it was very intense and very sharp. And I did call my doctor, Dr. Gekonyo. When I was going to the office is when suddenly I developed very, very intense pain in the chest.
So they actually tried to poison the deputy president when he was coming from the Senate sitting. So it must have been planned in a very clear manner so that it can happen for all that while immediately just before the case is heard and before he is able to respond. The question really is, okay, but anyway, let's hear him out. Let's hear what exactly happened.
And I sat down and the pain continued, and it was very intense and very sharp. And I did call my doctor, Dr. Gekonyo, of this hospital, who has been my doctor for the last 20 years. And I described him in brief how I was feeling. He asked me about the intensity of the pain, and I told him it was very, very, very intense. And as we were speaking, I started having shortness of breath. And Dr. Gekonyo instructed me to drop everything I was doing and get here to Karen as quickly as possible. He told me what I had described is not a good thing, and I should come here. And I went down through the lift to my car, and they instructed my people to very speedily bring me here. And
so that tells me that the deputy president was actually poisoned. That communicates that the deputy president was more likely poisoned, and it was an attempted murder case. Had the Daktari not acted promptly, just like he says in a longer part of the video, of the speech, that the Daktari told him that if he had not arrived as soon as he did, he would have died in a very short time. Who does this speak to the kind of president we have? Who does this speak to the kind of president we have? I mean, you're already the president. You had an argument with President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, but he never at any one point attempted to kill you. Uhuru never tried to kill you. Even though you were quite a pain in the ass, he really tried to avoid any situation that could have led to him killing you. In fact, you are the one who attempted to kill him severally. Apparently. Of course, there was no evidence and all that, but those were the stories. And now, you are the president, you have all the power, you have control of all the coffers, and just because you can't take no from your deputy, what you do is attempt to murder him as an attempt to shut him down. Are you insane, Mr. President? You know, sometimes kuna vitu unaangalia and you try to ask yourself, what could be causing this person to behave like this? Is it power? You already have power. Is it money? You already have money. What is the problem with you, Mr. William? Shida ni gani? And this is not even the first time. Listen to what the deputy had to say.
Undercover security agents entered my room in Kisumu and bagged it. And one of them tried to poison my food. But we detected it and we were able to escape the scheme. I was supposed to be killed through poisoning. On 3rd of September, in Nyeri, another team from the National Intelligence Service came to Nyeri and tried to poison food that was meant for me and Kikuyu Council of Elders. I did report this matter to the National Intelligence Service, and the officers who were assigned to my office, I asked them to leave because I felt I was not safe. After the 2 attempts to assassinate me through food poisoning failed, it is when this impeachment motion was hatched.
So the question becomes, what is pushing William Samoei Arap Ruto? How greedy is this man? I mean, how greedy are you that you'd even go to the length of going to get rid of your deputy? I mean, mlikosana na Uhuru mara ngapi? Mpaka ikafika point hata hataki kukusalimia. But he never once attempted to kill you. He never once withdrew your security. He was like, yeah, let him just be a nuisance. Let him go everywhere, jump and say everything that he wants. All I can do, I'll counter him politically. But you go to the length of, I want to kill the deputy. Why? What is it that you don't want your deputy to say? Because the only thing that comes to mind when you want to shut somebody up is to kill him so that he does not tell of secrets that could cause you too much damage. I mean, like, ni ujinga gani iko kwa akili ya William? Mtu niambie tu juu sielewi. I know he is greedy. I know there's so much and so intense corruption that I cannot even wrap my mind around it in its entirety. But manze, William, huoni kuna kashida? Like, I mean, if you ever get to hear something like this, huoni kuna kashida? But anyway, Nisa, what do we do? You are the president. You're the president. The only people I have to kuhurumia is those who support you. And those who are still singing, yeah, he's the chosen man of God, he's blah, blah, blah. Anyway, thank God these stories are coming out. At least now we know what our president is capable of doing and what he has attempted to do. Even to his number one supporter. You know, Rigathi Gachagua is a very simple man. Those who have understood him, he's a very simple man because he's a yes man. He's a yes man. As long as you don't push the limits, as long as you don't tell him to kill his own mother. Rigathi Gachagua is corrupt. Yes, we know he is corrupt. So is William Samoei Arap Ruto. So those two fellas can work very well in government. But it must be too much from William Samoei Arap Ruto for Gachagua to get to a place he's like, no, Mr. President, we must not do this. And now Mr. President, instead of listening, what he tries to do is to get rid of his deputy. Apparently, there's so much money that was spent on parliament to bribe the MPs. Apparently, there's so much money that was spent in Senate to bribe the MPs, the senators. And not just that, he even tries to place a double bet. He poisons the deputy. Because that was, in my opinion, and this is my very personal opinion, it is not guided by any other person, not the medical nini, not even the statement from the deputy. It is my very personal opinion that this could have been an attempted murder case. So you not only want to impeach your own deputy, and you even want to kill him. And there are many ways that you could have done it. You had already denied him access to much of the state machinery. That is what you should have done. Keep him in office, yes, by your side, but let him just be with very limited functions. Let him have the cars, the money, the nini, but deny him access to yourself. You had already done that. But the kind of greed we see in this man is untenable and it's not satisfiable. Hey. Wakenya sijui tulifuck up wapi. I don't know where you guys fucked up. You see me. I don't know where you guys fucked up. But somebody needs to do something about this mistake. Because we did make a mistake, and this mistake is going too far. Going too far. Going too far. Going too far. This joke has gone too far. Mr. President, you've gone too far, bana. There comes a point that you have to realize that you're now being stupid. Kuna point inafikanga ukikaa chini uassess situation huko, una realize by the way, nimeblanda. Yeah, nimelikuwa nimemake plans ni nini na niko na morio fulani place fulani and nimes, but manzi hii plan yenye nimecome up nayo nimepanga manzi ni blanda. The republic is at stake. Some people think it's just about Mount Kenya. It's not just about Mount Kenya. It's about the whole Republic of Kenya. Because anything that touches Mount Kenya touches the entire republic. And I want you to be very careful and tell me if I'm wrong. Because we've had 2 Kikuyu presidents. In fact, 3. During Kenyatta's time, yes, there were political problems, but the republic was doing well economically. People at least could be able to sustain themselves. Kibaki, you guys, some of you say that he was the best president to have ever taken office. his government did a very good job. Uhuru Muigai too was president. Of course, the economy wasn't as rosy as we would have wanted it to be, but he got the nation going for that period that he was president. We've never seen the kind of crisis we are seeing today. NHIF was working. People could go to hospitals and get treated. There's so much that was working under him. At least Moi, even though he was what we could call his William Ruto's tribesman, he knew his limits. He knew his limits. Yes, there were a lot of corruption and a lot of economic problems during his leadership, but he knew his limits. He knew how far he should go. So he kept things going. Not politically, of course, but economically, at least things were running. William doesn't know his limits. He doesn't know what and where to stop. Right now, Adani are taking over the airports. They're taking over power supply, Ketraco. They now have control over Shah. Shah has failed. The housing stuff is not working. And the president is just there. The best way is to impeach the deputy and kill him so that there's no resistance, there's nobody to say anything, and I can do whatever I want. There's even a rumors that there's a bill they want to take to parliament to increase the term limits, and it's not even a rumor because the quotas it is coming from don't have the bells of a rumor. I mean, Mr. President, we know you are sick. In the head, of course. I'm not talking about physically. Or rather, we think you're sick. If you want to kill me because of saying that some of us think we are sick, please do. I don't have a problem. You know, I'm poor, I'm weak, I'm useless. I don't have anything to live for anyway. So even dying is not a problem for me. But we think you're sick, really. We think you're sick. We think that our nation is in the hands of a madman. Please prove to us that you're not mad by reining in. Stop this madness. Reassess your position and realize that we don't have a problem with you stealing all the money in the government. But at least don't destroy the nation. Stop selling us to the Indians. We don't have a problem when Shah money is stolen by Kenyans. At least even if they do it, it will benefit some of them, somebody from the land. But giving it out to the Indians, handing it over to the Indians, we don't have a problem when they steal part of the money. Anyway, they were already stealing. But why are you giving it out to the Indians? How much has the Indians paid you? Why are you giving JKIA to the stupid Indians? Why? And you don't want to be asked a question. You have become the madman of Africa. When anybody raises their voices, you kill them. You kill Gen Zs. Now you have attempted to kill your own deputy. And now things are falling in place. Why? Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was so tired and sick of you that he did not want anything to do with you. Now things are falling in place. Don't you realize that you already have the power, you already have the money, you control all the state resources? Now stop the madness. Stop the madness. Ama you now want to, in the next election, you want to stand for 2027. There are smarter ways to become president, to hold office in 2027. Hii ujinga unafanya ungefanya 2020 after 2027. Nobody would have had a problem with you. Hii wizi massive unafanya ungefanya 2027. Nobody would have a problem with you. If you are politically smart, what you would have done is at least rein in this first term. Be smart. Don't steal too massively. Keep things going. Keep things going. Keep the country functional. At least maintain some level of economic sanity. Some level of political sanity. That was the smartest way to have a sure second term. But now, anyway, we hope that because hatuwezi tukajipigania, Mungu wetu atatupigania na atatusaidia, and this madness, this joke is going to end, hopefully. Nasikia rumors, but anyway, let me not go there. I wish you all the best, Kenyans, and I hope that the president is going to start getting the voice of reason. Because I think he is not getting any voice of reason. Because from himself, from within himself, he has no voice of reason. And those around him are not feeding him reason. Hopefully, he gets somebody to feed him the voice of reason. And when he gets that somebody to feed him the voice of reason, hopefully, that same voice of reason is going to come from within him and help him understand and listen and become reasonable and stop this insanity. You can plan all you want against the people of the mountain and the Gikuyu. You can even leave them out of the heroes. Nothing will change the fact that it is them who fought for the independence. I hear you mentioned Mekatilili Wamenza. There's nobody like that in the fight for freedom. That was in the colonial resistance initial, huko kitambo, way before the colonialists got themselves established. Unaweza kataa kututaja kama mashujaa, but that will not change a fact that hakukuwa na Mkale alipigania, alienda vichakani kupigania uhuru wa nchi hii. That will not change. It will not change the fact that Kenya's independence was fought for by the Gikuyus, the Merus, the Wajaluos. And of course there were the Maasai were also involved. Hata Wakamba here and there, one or two. But you people from your community, we don't hear them numbers. So if you want us to go into the history of who fought for the independence, we can go there. We can discuss it. But we don't want to go there. We want one nation right now. But when you are pretending to speak for one nation, and we can see that you are fracturing the nation by trying to exclude the largest region. It's not even a region, it's a movement. The Kikuyus are a movement. The people of the mountain, they are everywhere, even in the world. In Australia, they are there. In Iceland, they are there. Even in your very home, they are there. So stop this madness. Stop fighting the Kikuyus. Stop fighting the people of the mountain. Make the republic work. Just serve the people. Even if you stole billions and billions and billions and you stashed them in your houses, you'll never be satisfied. Nobody is ever satisfied of money and wealth. Nobody ever is. The more you get, the more you want. Nobody is ever satisfied of power. The more you get, the more you wish you had. And it is a historical fact. Even people like this guy from Babylon. He was called King what? Nebuchadnezzar. He even challenged God. You know, the first one to want that much power. Hitler, he also tried the same. Where are they? Dead. Buried. So you have to learn and understand that you cannot get it forever. Your health is not very good, and you know that. So you know that as much as you may want to steal everything from the Republic, even the gold and diamond and everything, and stash it for yourself, you know that you have very limited time. So is everyone. Every man has limited time in this earth. Mwache kujilimbikizia mali ambazo mna uhakika hamtatumia na hata watoto wenu hawatatumia. And then what will be the end of it all? Anyway, hopefully you're going to get a respite. But to the people of the Republic of Kenya, I wish that you all stay united, stand firm together, do not accept to be divided. And to our Deputy President, we want you to continue going strong, even if they successfully impeach you. And the courts are also paid and wakutoe kwa hiyo ofisi. Know that we may not have liked you politically, but the value we put in our republic supersedes the dislike we had for you. The value we have for our motherland supersedes the hate we have for anybody. So, what we do is continue praying for the country and continue to speak the truth and to rally for a united working Kenya and a united working republic. And God is with us. The good thing is that this man may have pretended to be godly while he is going to witches and wizards and all those sorts of, and involving himself in all sorts of sorcery. But he will be uncovered in time. He will be. But God still loves us and he wants us to stand strong and work. So na wale wa makanisa na waombaji, mtuombee msamaha kwa Mungu na muombee hii nchi so that God can take control. So this is Kenyan Opinion TV, of course. I wish you all the best. And if you have anything, don't forget to tell us in the comment section. Kama kuna kitu umesikia ni a bit mbadala, please don't forget to tell me. I wish you all the best.